Hello, hello, everyone. I'm so excited. This is a follow-up with Lindsay. We had done a very impromptu space reading and I recorded it and she was like, yeah, let's do it. It was about her home that they had put on the market to sell, and it had been on the market for a while. And she was really curious to know what was required in order to get things moving along, because she had already had a vision about what she wanted for her future space to look like. So without giving her any prompts here, I just will I'm so excited for Lindsay. So I'm going to give the floor to Lindsay, and you can sort of go through from the moment we sat at your dining room table to reviewing your space and me just giving you a couple of suggestions, way of thinking, how to language things energetically. So what's happened? Tell us. We're really excited.
Like everything, everything has
Okay.
happened. Okay, so I don't even know where to start. I probably sitting at the dining room table. We were telling you how hard it was to sell the house and how long it's been and how we wanted to get on with our lives, but we had to wait for this house to sell. And then you drew out a map and you asked me for the space of our home. You actually asked
Wait,
also for where the house was located
can I
on the lot.
interrupt?
Yes, please.
Okay. You drew the map.
Oh, yes, I drew the map.
You drew the
Yes,
map. I just read the map,
right.
the space.
I drew the
Yeah.
map. Yes, thank you.
That's
You
okay.
told me to, yes, to get the map. Yes, and we did that.
Yeah.
And you're right, I drew the map. And as we were having our conversation, I do remember my husband feeling very down that we hadn't sold the house yet. And I remember he, in conversation with you, walked in on our conversation and out loud admitted, yes, how hard it is to sell the house in this particular market as well. And you stopped us right there and then because both of us were feeling ever so um, disappointed, I guess. And we were giving off negative vibes, which you stopped us right away from doing and said, nope, don't do this. This is not how we're going to feel. And this is not what we're going to put out to the universe. And so we changed our language, we changed our thoughts. And after you left us, we ended up selling our house like hours after you left us. We sold our house, which is great.
Can we just celebrate that you've sold your house?
Oh, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Do you
We
want
were
to
both,
just share a little bit about share a little bit about how that, or what showed up or who showed up? Because
okay, this is kind of interesting actually. Once we kind of changed our attitude, oh gosh, this gets really interesting. Okay, now I'm really excited to share this. Once we changed our attitude, and once we opened up to the universe with your help, um, we had two offers. Okay, so what happened is the one was really lowballing. And in order to move forward, we actually needed a number. We needed a number. And as this first offer came in, we were talking to our real estate agent, and she was just lovely. And we were talking about, we were hemming and hawing and saying, this really isn't what we really want. And the time was getting close where we had to respond. We had to give them a specific. We ended up with another phone call that came into the agent. And she said it was another offer that was giving us almost to the penny what we were wanting. Almost to the penny. She was a conservationist. She's a lovely woman. She ended up happening to be a neighbor. She was somebody that we know that would enjoy the house, that wasn't going to tear it down, that enjoyed the beauty of the neighborhood and the lot and everything magical that lot had to offer. Because I don't know if you remember our conversation, part of it was because we were very reluctant to leave because we loved it so much there. This is not a house that we actually wanted to leave per se. We just needed to start a new chapter. And in order to start that new chapter, we had to close a door, literally. So now we know that she's going to love it as much as us. And that makes us feel really great. So it was the perfect time was the perfect person. Just
So,
saying.
and for anyone who is sitting out there going, oh my God, and starting to go down the rabbit hole of self-doubt, questioning, buying into the market, buying into what all the other realtors, what their friends are, stop. And exactly what I had Lindsay and her husband do is literally just stop and go, okay, you guys have to stop that because that's not contributing to the energy of your land and the energy of the house. The fact that they loved it so much, that was the other thing. I remember sitting there and saying to you, love it enough to let it go
Yes.
so that it actually is seen by the right person. Because we can block ourselves from letting something go because we love it too much. and and
Yes.
and
I'm going through
that's
that process right now.
well, yeah, and that's okay.
Items,
But once
yes.
you recognize, oh, am I loving it too much? It's almost like squeezing something so much that you're like breathing or squeezing the life out of it. When you go, oh, I love it so much. That old saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it was yours, or whatever that one was. But it's the same. It was in your life for a season. It contributed to your family in so many ways. Now it's moving into another person's life. And I know you had a vision of the kind of person you would love to have, and yet also
Yes.
let
She
it go.
fit all the bills.
Yeah. And as soon as I said, let it go, like, don't go into it has to be this kind of person in this, just like put it out there, let it go. The universe will line it up. And
Yes.
it literally was, I think you had shared with me that it was like right at the last minute, you had to make a decision and you in your gut went, I'm going to go grocery shopping. I can't make a decision right now. And you left the house because you went, I can't make a decision right. Something stopped you and you just left and then the call came in.
And so now I am in a space this very minute, trying to organize for getting rid of everything that we have and organize our space. so on to our next chapter of life. What's really great about this conversation, I have to say, is well, first of all, not only was everything came to fruition, thank you,
Oh,
but I'm
so
also taking this call, which is perfect timing, because my house right now is a complete, okay, I'm just going to show you what we're working with right now. Is a complete mess.
I love it.
We're
This is my love language. Love language. Woo!
I'm just saying, I'll even take you out here if you can see. Ta-da, ta-da. This is what we're looking at right now.
Beautiful.
But in order to start the process, I have to give up a lot of things. And interestingly enough, my mom and dad had passed, and I was given a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I'm right in the middle of trying to get part with these items, and I'm feeling it ever so hard to do. But I must admit, after talking to you, Lise, I have to say that it's going to be so much easier, because there was a time and a place that all these things were good, but the time and the place has passed. And so now it's time to move on and make way for other new things. So it's very refreshing for sure. If I think about it, now I have to do it. Oh, your timing is great. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. And the fact, so this home that you're in is actually your ski chalet, and the home that you've sold is sort of in the city. And sort of, but not really.
Right.
And or the outskirts. It's in a really magical place. And you had staged it, and you had already sort of in many ways already known what items from that home you were going to move into the home you're going to build. So Lindsay's got her home that she sold, the ski chalet that she's living in right now, which is lovely. And then she's got the future home that she's building. and designing and all of that cool stuff, which is probably a year or two out. When she's talking about elimination and letting things go and decluttering, and people get stressed about the word decluttering or letting things go. And in fact, we're opening up to sort of reframe it. And that's really what this is all about, is reframing our thoughts and our words and our energy to say, oh my God, this is so exciting. And you're now creating space for this next season, this next chapter of your life. Enjoy the things, honor those things, take photographs of anything that meant something emotionally to you during your childhood. But do you actually require it? Yeah, it's stuff, right?
It's stuff. It's amazing. And the scary part about it is it's amazing how much stuff we've acquired.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's nuts. I'm going through closets. I'm going through so much stuff. Sorry,
Stop, stop.
but it is stuff.
Well, and it's a process, and I call it the greatest weight loss program energetically for anyone, is to start letting things go, because during it, you often go, oh crap, oh no. And you might sit with something, you might get emotional, you might get a lot of triggers, a lot of emotions will come up. But at the end of the day, after it's done, you go, I don't know why I didn't do it sooner.
Yes.
We do. We
Oh,
are.
it's so true. It's so true.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll be happy when this process is done.
are you given a timeline? Do you have a certain timeline to have everything
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
perfect?
Yes. So that's good. I mean, we're both, my husband and I are working towards that. So it'll be terrific.
So there's so many wonderful things happening. I'm celebrating with you. I hope that everybody that's watching this is celebrating, and know that if you want to reach out to me, talk to me, the core of every single one of the programs that I have created over the years is always about reframing. And this is really dumbing it down, but reframing energetically and pivoting towards the direction that you truly want to go in life without being held back from past stuff. When you start to recognize the past stuff has past energies, that has past patterns and habits that can keep you blocked or locked in an old system, an old way of being. When you recognize that, and it's like reprogramming all out there, the neuroscientists are talking about, reprogramming your mind, Joe Dispenza, who I love. But at the end of the day, we're reprogramming you through your space. So think of your space as a metaphor. And if there's shit in your home, it will come to light. It will float to the surface at some point. The gift of that is, oh my God, I really do need to let this go. Why have I held on to this box? Or why have I not opened this box? Or, and that's without judgment, but just kind of from an observation going, okay, I am so letting this go. I am so letting this go, and don't put it in another box in another place to store for another time. No, do it now. Touch it once, make a decision.
Anybody else listening to this and going, that's what I do.
Yeah. So a good rule of thumb is touch it once and make a decision.
And not go shopping for food. I'm kidding.
Yeah. No.
I have to make a decision now. Okay. Yes.
Just make a decision. And it's not a do or die. I mean, if I think of all the homes that have been flooded or through the hurricanes or through a fire, any other sort of thing that has happened, these people's lives, they're still there. It's just stuff that they are, in Hawaii and all of these other sort of natural disasters that have wiped out people's history, but it actually hasn't.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely,
when we can keep it in perspective and go, oh, if I had 1 hour to evacuate and leave my home, what are the items that I would actually grab? And it's pretty basic. Like, we don't actually need all that other stuff. I'm excited, Linz, to see what wonderful things are coming forth in your new venture, your new home. And this is sort of where you're now going to stage your life from this new space, or the space that you're currently in, to prepare yourself for the new space. Everything will show show itself to you in the right timing. Always was, always will. And you've trust and surrender, which I love seeing you guys have stepped into that energy, and it's only going to get better and better and better. If anybody wants to reach out, please do get into one of the programs. At least we'll get you on the path to really figuring out where it is you want to go with your life so that you can have a greater, more fun life. I'm excited.
Well, it's all like, very sincerely. Thank you so much, Lisa. You've done so much for us. It's been,
Oh, it was a pleasure.
I hate to say it's magic. It's not magic. It's the universe. It's
Well, you're the one that actually did the action and did the work. I just gave you
with your
some,
guidance.
yeah,
With your
yeah,
guidance.
for sure.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
love it. Well, I love and adore you. Big hugs.
Big hugs back, Lisa. Thanks ever so
Your
much.
hubby as well.
Take care.
Bye.